Well, I think the universe is telling me something today, to just stay dirty. I just got to Las Cruces, and there are 2 recreation centers here that offer showers for like $1. I went to the first one, and they're going to be closed for a whole week because of maintenance. And I went to the second one, and they're closed indefinitely for maintenance. Got to do some shopping here in Las Cruces, stock up on some groceries, water, and then I'm heading out to the campsite. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? If you're new here, if it's your first time watching this channel, I'm Louie, and that's the van, and we're here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Behind me, you see the organ needles. I think it's a national monument. Beautiful mountain range back there. I'm about 20 minutes out of town on some BLM dispersed camping land, which has this beautiful view. Unbelievable that it's free. It's kind of a chilly morning this morning. Lots of loud coyotes last night. Not too close, but I could hear them as I was falling asleep. Kind of lulls me to sleep. I like it. Well, today was supposed to be cloudy all day, and as you can see, it sort of is, but the sun's trying to break through there. Good early morning. Actually, I think it's still the middle of the night. Still dark out. I just woke up because I heard what sounded like mice running all over the roof of my van. Little pitter patters. And then I fully woke up and realized it was raindrops. That's a big ass cactus. Just taking a short morning walk here before the rain starts. This trail goes up, as you can see, up to the peaks there. I would like to do the whole hike, but like I said, rain is supposed to start any minute. And it's supposed to kind of be off and on all day, and I just don't know how hard it's going to get. It's still a beautiful day. It's about 65 degrees. And you know what? I am seeing these big cactus everywhere. And these are, wow, whew, that hurt. And that's what was in it. And as you can see, it punctured all the way through. Let's see if I can get this out. Damn. I think I got what I deserve. Shouldn't be wearing sandals or Crocs out here in the desert for a walk. So this is the cactus I was headed towards. And now I've got to be like super careful that I don't step on any more of those spikes. And they've already flowered, as you can see. The fruit is, well, it's still there. The fruit's still there. You could pick that and eat it. They look like little pineapples, huh? Take that body part and slice it. But you need to cook it really good to get it soft enough to chew on. I just added it to chili. That's what I put it in. I'm kind of scared to walk in here. I'm afraid to step on one of those. Boy, that kind of like jolted me, and I actually fell to my knees. I mean, that spike hurt. It still hurts. Let's walk up a little further. I think if I stay along this trail, it's just rocks. I just came upon one of the cactus that's actually ripening. See how yellow the fruit is? That's how you want it to be. That is the biggest cricket I've ever seen. Well, the rain never came. We have a few drops here and there. And my little coffee walk has turned into a hike as usual. And can you see the van down there? That's the van, that little white spot. By the way, sorry for the wind noise. Like I said, I didn't expect to take this long of a walk, so I didn't bring my microphone. You find this a lot out in the desert. People do a lot of rock art. It's another one of those weird looking crickets, although this one I think is dead because there's a fly eating it. They almost look like something out of a science fiction movie. So this is mesquite. This one in particular is a honey mesquite. But look at those spikes. Okay, the trail is starting to ascend here and get a bit rockier for these kind of shoes, so I'm going to head back and make some breakfast, and hopefully after these rains in the next couple days and things dry out, I will continue this hike. I'm excited to see how far I can go up here. Yeah, we have to head back anyways. Good timing because my battery is almost dead. And I didn't bring any power supply with me like I normally do. I do have to go into town tomorrow. One of the reasons I've been staying here this long is I ordered something online and had to have it sent somewhere, so to a FedEx office, and this was the biggest town around that had one. Gosh, I was really hoping to finally be able to put the drone up, especially here with all those mountains in the background and the desert and the safety of there not being any tall trees. Because I'm still an amateur with that thing. But as I was driving in, there was a sign, no drone usage. Sitting in the van today because it's been raining off and on. I decided to bake something up today. Apple cobbler, my version of an apple cobbler. I'm not going to use just regular pastry flour, whole wheat pastry flour or wheat pastry flour. I'm going to use a mixture of flours that are a little more nutritive. Because I'm not using a traditional egg, I'm using a vegan egg replacement, which is flaxseed meal, 1 tablespoon to 3 tablespoons of water. And you mix that up and let it sit for about 10 minutes and it will gel. I'm going to use a combination of flours today, not your traditional wheat flour. I'm not intolerant to gluten or anything, so it's not about that. It's just that I'm looking to add more nutrition to it. And so I use chickpea, or called garbanzo flour, garbanzo bean flour. And because this is a small recipe, because it's going in an air fryer, I'm not putting a whole lot. And I'm not measuring it, I'm just going by eyesight. So I'm going to put about a half a cup of garbanzo flour in there. And as you know, garbanzos are beans, so they contain a lot of protein. And then I always like to add a little bit of almond flour, which is just ground almonds, for nuttiness flavor. For a little bit of texture and crunchiness, I'm going to add some oatmeal, or oats, rolled oats. I'll put a little bit of that in. You can see I just kind of wing this. Some cinnamon. And because I don't eat sugar, or I try not to eat sugar, I use stevia extract, which some of you may not like. I don't mind it. You use very little though. Baking powder. About a teaspoon of baking powder. Just kind of toss that around, blend all the ingredients, dry ingredients. A half a cup of milk. If you are trying to make buttermilk with plant milk, or with any milk actually, you add apple cider vinegar, like just a little bit, like a half a teaspoon or something. And that will make it thick and creamy, you know, like a curdled, like a buttermilk actually. And then I'm going to add applesauce, like a quarter of a cup of applesauce. Our flax egg. You see how gelled that is? It's just like an egg, consistency of an egg, without the cholesterol. This is a personal preference because of health issues I've had in the past, which I have turned around from eating this way. That's why I continue to do it. Then I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract, and then just combine all that. Then we slice up the apples into, I like to slice them into, you can slice them any way you want. I like little like half-inch chunks. They also cook faster. I told you I had a chef's knife, a bigger knife than that little one I was using. Yeah, I pulled it out this time. Don't want to take any chances. Like that. Just little small pieces. And I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon juice on it. Keep them from browning. It gives a little tartness too. What I'm gonna do to prep this pan to get it ready is I have these liners, silicone liners, which I could use. But as you can see, they have lots of ridges in them, and they're really hard to clean. So what I use is parchment paper. I think I've always used parchment paper when I cook. It's just it's so much easier cleanup. I like to crumble it up. Is that ASMR? Sorry. And then I just put that in there. So if you're kind of lining the pan. Neat and pretty isn't something that I think about anymore, living in a van. I'm just looking for things to work right. It doesn't matter so much what they look like. Put the apples in there. Then take your batter and pour that on top. So pop it in the air fryer at 350 for about 15 minutes, and then check it. Make sure, because air fryers cook the top much quicker than they cook the bottom, I've noticed. So check it at 15 minutes. If the top is getting too browned, put aluminum foil on top of there. And then continue cooking it for another half hour. But check it every 15 minutes. Let's cut into it and see what it tastes like. And that's what we've got. Very good. Came out wonderful. And this is how I clean dishes. Again, the vinegar and water. Just take paper towels, And sometimes it does take me a lot of paper towels to get it clean, but it's pretty much clean and disinfected with the white vinegar. So I use a little more paper towels than most people probably, but I use less water. So it's kind of a trade-off. I just woke up. It's about 7 o'clock. It was pretty cold last night. I think it got down into the low 30s or so. When I got up this morning, you know, it's always colder in the early morning hours. So I turned on the heater, and I thought that would be a good chance to show you what kind of a heater I use. A lot of people in van life use diesel heaters, and I've seen people have the diesel tanks leak or tip over, and wow, what a smelly mess that sounded like. So I did a little research and found this. I don't see a lot of people using these. I don't know why, or talking about them. Maybe they have them, they just don't talk about them. It's called a Wave 3 catalytic safety heater by a company called Olympian. This isn't an ad for them, so it's just my personal preference. It cost about, I think it was about $300 or a little under $300, but you can see how small it is. Very narrow, and you can actually mount it to the wall. But I put mine away because I don't use it that much, so I just pull it out when I need it. You can see the hose coming off of it. This hooks to my propane tank that I use for cooking also, which is underneath my shelf here. And man, this thing is amazing. It's got two settings, high and low. That pad inside there, it looks like a felt pad. That, I guess, fills up with gas, with propane, but very minimal amount of propane, I believe, because it doesn't catch on fire. It just glows red. And boy, it heats up this little van here really quick. So I turn it down to low, and usually, well, of course, I always open a vent. No matter what kind of heater you use, you should always have at least a 1/4 inch ventilation. But sometimes I have to open that ventilation quite a bit to let some of the heat out because it gets kind of too hot in here. I've had it for 5 years now, almost the whole time I've been in the van. And it's been wonderful. And the other good thing, it uses very little propane. I had tried other heaters, propane heaters, like the Little Buddy. That was the first one I had. And that was a big flop. It sucked up so much propane, it really wasn't worth it. And it only uses those small canisters, so it costs you much more. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned next week for part 2 as I finish that hike.